Okay, so anyways, I think I was talking, because to me, this whole thing what's happening now, this is like another separation, another birth of two different worlds, because it is, everything is about this energetic, a big bang. It's a separation, it's creation all the time. And it all has a reason, because it gives us so much more opportunity as souls to go in and expand and understand ourselves and have different experiences. And, we get so caught up in this life that we think this is all there is to experience, but there's so much more experience. And this is where we're transforming ourselves into a more highly developed consciousness so that we can have more experience that is further beyond our imagination. Another thing about that I found interesting is because I grew up watching the Jetsons and the Flintstones, though I love those two. And they were so completely different than each other. So George Jetson is going to be born next month. And I heard people talking about that. This is, because we're going into the birth of the quantum age, right? We're going into hover car, all of the stuff that I thought we would already be in right now. When I was a kid, so when I grew up, I thought, well, why don't we have the hover cars and stuff now? Because, they were repressing technology to enslave us, keeping us in the dark ages so that they can, advance themselves financially. But now we're going to, bust through that. That is busting through the glass ceiling for us. And that is going to take us through that, through that glass ceiling, because it's not like literal, it's all representational or something. So, and that's, everything is micro, macro. Like everything I see, like when I'm talking about things, if I start seeming like, it's because it all links. It all starts linking in my head and it just expands. It's like, it's like a multiverse in my brain. You don't need a metaverse. You just need to turn this thing on. So, okay. Then you have so we have the nature here, and you have all of these people who are learning how important they are and how much they've been lied to and their connection. And we're going to learn so much more about all of the different DNA and stuff. But I think that is why there's the different colors and like Nordic and Palladian and stuff. And I keep having, like when they're showing me one thing, they'll just bring me more and more information, expand it. And so there's been a lot of stuff about Palladians and stuff. I don't know, for a couple of months or something, I've seen stuff. Because a lot of times, I'll have people say, well, who do you talk to? Who are your guides? What are their names and all that stuff? And I've never been somebody about names. I've never been like, so I'm like anti-labels and stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me, because your name it's only what you're called here now. And they aren't here now. So names don't matter. You're multiple things. I think that we recognize ourselves without names. Like names don't really matter. But anyways, I don't get into that whole thing, like name your guides and stuff and who you're talking to. And when I was so little, when they started, and it just still blows my mind, because I really thought everybody was having the same thing. I had no idea that everybody couldn't hear them. And sometimes people would be doing stuff and I'd just be like, how do they get away with this stuff? Like, wouldn't that just drive them crazy? Like, I don't get it. I didn't know that not everybody has it on, and some people's is turned off, and you have to turn it on. You have to want to turn it on. But in this division, like what they're talking about, the new earth and the old earth and stuff like that, I don't know that it's really going to be like that. I think that because there's, okay, see, we have a whole bunch of things at once. Okay, so today when I was doing the episode on Gaia Channel for initiation, and he was talking about the Arcturians and the Palladians and their first involvement with mankind and what they brought. And he was talking a lot about the Palladians, and it just aligned so much about my own self, of what my information that comes, that I started being like, I think I must be one of those people. Like, that must have been my last incarnation, where I've come from last. Why this feels so like, I feel so out of place. because I was there last before I came here. And I think that is because I understand the philosophies. I understand the philosophies that they talk about so much, like it's in my inner knowing. Like I don't even have to question that stuff. And my purpose. There's just a whole bunch of things where it talks about, where I started thinking, I think I came from there, because a lot of people came from there because they've been so involved with our world for so long. But I think that is who was talking to me when I was a little kid. They were giving me guidance and direction. You know, if it's my family over there or something, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I'm like a warrior soldier or something and I've gone on a mission, because I know that they've been trying to do a lot to change the energy here, to awaken as many people as possible, because it's super important for, as a consciousness, to be able to evolve. You have to awaken to your own self, because that is how you can continue to evolve. And it all has to do with healing and enlightenment and, you know, walking the path. And that's what Jesus and Buddha and all of them come and talk about, is how to walk that path, how to get there. And it's all from within. And, you know, this world has everybody looking outside of themselves. But today on the initiation, so he was talking about the Palladians and Arcturians and them coming here, and the two different philosophies. And the Palladians is all about spiritual and being connected and spirituality, and you know, it's a different philosophy. And the Arcturians is all about science and technology. And then that's what I was talking about last week, right? I was saying that it's a divide. I keep saying this is a divide between nature and science. This is the tech dividing from nature. And so nature was developed, nature happened, from consciousness being developed. Like the Big Bang created consciousness, and consciousness created itself, which created everything, which created more and more and more creation, which develops more and more and more, right? And so that is a constant thing. That's why I said, there's beings, I think, that are more natural to this place, and then I think there's ones that have had more interference with their DNA, or they just carry more DNA from other races outside the planet. I don't think it has to do with the equator, is what I'm saying. But so when I was talking about, this division, this is like two totally different philosophies that is happening here that I see, like when I'm talking like in the house with somebody, it's totally different philosophies. And when I saw that today, I was like, oh my gosh, because I was already relating to the Palladian thing, the spiritual thing. And they said that people a lot of times will think they're like angelic and stuff. And I had a whole lot of relation to that. Like I said, even before, like I looked in the mirror one day and there was somebody who I would have thought was an angel was looking back, and they had big wings and stuff. And so I kept thinking, well, maybe that's where I came from, some sort of angelic place or something. But there is that it's not like what we think of like here with angels and devils and stuff like that. It's just is more of like, for the Palladians, it's how they travel around, and they travel in orbs and stuff, so they come across that way. And they have like a shape kind of thing that can look feathery or whatever when they're traveling or something. I don't know, but they're all about spiritual and love and having people think like that. So that's where you would get that concept of an angel, because it's like God's work, right? And that is how, I relate to that so much. And my daughter that's here, I had been telling her for a long time, I think maybe you're Arcturian or something, because they have no patience for anyone. They think everyone is stupid, and they're very into tech, and she gets everything breaks around her. Like if she touches things, electronics and stuff like that they can break, and that is an Arcturian thing. And so when he was talking about these two different philosophies, I was like, oh my gosh, that is exactly like what is happening in my own house. And I had already been thinking of her before as an Arcturian, and then me as a Palladian. When he said that, I was just like, oh my gosh, that is exactly like what I have been saying and what I have been feeling, that energy. And it is like these different philosophies from outside of here. Like everything we have was brought to us because we are a creation. So like the Big Bang, created the soul, which created more and more, and it just goes and goes and goes. But that is what is happening now. So if this is going into another split, another Big Bang, another thing like that, is that going to be more of the split that is going to go into the science? Because that's where that is headed, that whole science. That's what they're trying to do, but they're trying to take over the consciousness mind. They're not really developing the science. They're hiding the science to control the consciousness. So it's kind of that's a tricky one, because a lot of people are really into the whole science thing, but the science is being manipulated in order to, get rich and make money off of them. So, I don't know. But the age of Aquarius, I know, is about spirituality. It's not going to be about the tech world and stuff. But, in that split, if it does go into this other realms and realities, like when something blows, the energy blows, ignites or whatever, and you go into these other places, maybe it will not be even in this same realm. Maybe it'll be a whole nother place where they go. Because before, remember, they said they're going to come and take people off the planet, but maybe that is how the planet's just going to go somewhere else. I don't know. I'm always trying to figure this stuff out. I'm always trying to understand it. But I do for sure think that there's going to be so much coming out. My one friend, she's always like, I don't think they're going to be talking about this stuff. I think they're going to just, stick with the medical, the island trials, and, those kinds of things. Nothing, everything there's no disclosure. There's no truth until the people know the truth about what they're doing here and why they're here. And, even though the religious people who try and focus on God are focused on a God that was created by, these controllers, because it is like, nature created itself, but then some of the beings that nature created became creators to create other things. You like the other realms, like science and all of that stuff. So those realms are created, and those things are played out. And so, maybe that is going to go into a completely different zodiac kind of whole situation, and it won't even have anything to do with the age of Aquarius. I don't know, but I just know that the age of Aquarius is going to be, that's been written about for so long. Like, to me, I don't know. I know a lot of people focus on Armageddon and all that stuff, but it's the end of this world, but it's the beginning of a new one. It's the birth of a new age. The end of an old age is the birth of a new age. So, you have to go through the death, which is what we're going through now, the death of an old age. And it has a lot of carnage. There's a lot of fake shit, but like I keep saying, it's all about for people to wake up and start understanding they are more than what they've been told they are. They are consciousness, and they are this is their opportunity to learn to develop themselves and to transform themselves, to go up and become what they consider to be angels and stuff, to go above that ceiling, to go through the firmament, to it's ascending yourself, it's raising yourself, it's all of those things, is that change in vibration that gets you into that place of understanding how to control your consciousness more. Yesterday when I was driving, even, oh my gosh, driving really kind of, I should not be behind the wheel with my eyes and my brain, and plus it kind of puts me into, it hypnotizes me. It hypnotizes me. Like, that's why I have to turn the music up and stuff. I have to try and focus on other things. And a lot of times while I'm driving, and I think I talked about this early on in the earlier videos, but I'll be driving and it feels familiar. Like I've been here before, and I'm going to take off. Like I'm going to take off. Like I keep feeling it I'm gonna take off any minute. And then plus the lights, oh man, once it got dark, the lights were really messing with my eyes. They would start merging, and my glasses, I don't wear them all the time because when I take them off, I start having double vision. And I'm trying to not wear them because it's messing with my eyes more to wear them. And so the lights and stuff that was going double vision, oh my gosh, that drive was hellacious. But I probably just need to, you know, I think if we get the hover card and stuff, I just think we're moving out. I mean, I think everything is going to change. Like, I don't even think I need to put energy into that kind of stuff. Like, there's so many things, like, that even people want to talk about. It's like, there's no reason to put energy into this or that because it's ending. We're in the midst of it ending. This is like, you know, it's like being on the edge of Hiroshima and then talking about where you want to plant your garden. That's what I feel like, because it is the end of this. And, you know, the new, the age of Aquarius, and it maybe is going to be just because it's so, you know, beat up. I'm telling you, like, Seattle is a freaking mess. So, and maybe there has to be some more stuff that's going to burn these places up and put them down in the soil where they belong, and we're going to build on top of that. Maybe we're going to go in spaceships, and we're going to leave, and we're going to come back in 1,000 years, but there won't be time. Like, it will seem like a split second to us. And then we'll be back, but the earth will have aged 1,000 years, and it will be beautiful gardens and back to where it was in the beginning before they mined it and cut down the trees, all the silicon trees, and changed it to carbon and all the stuff that they've done to this poor planet. So, I don't know. I know something big's about to happen. And speaking of that, I keep hearing stuff with this December 4th, December 4th, December 4th. I can't believe how many people I keep hearing about this December 4th. But so I've heard that there's going to be something about the scientists going live and explaining things. But like I said, there's no disclosure until they tell the truth about aliens and where we come from. And then I've heard that there's going to be, Jesus Christ, I think I've heard everything. I think I've heard the Anunnaki are landing. I don't know. I've heard all sorts of stuff. I'm just expecting, like, I just hope something. I hope something happens that we all can see, and it changes things. You know, maybe it's going to be a meteor shower. Maybe it's going to be a friggin' giant explosion. I don't know. Something's got to give, you know. I mean, it's just how things are going is just mental. I don't get how they keep going when they don't have money. Like, there's so many things that is like, oh my God, this world is so fake. They don't even have money and they can keep going. Like, what in the hell? Like, serious things happen. They don't talk about them. They talk about, oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing. It's crazy. But you know, it's ending. And a lot of these people are going to be punished for their crimes. Because they've got serious crimes. I mean, you know, they're killing mass amounts of people. So I don't know how this is all going to go down. You know, you can ask your guides. To me, something big's going to happen. And this is another thing too I want to share is, you know, I'm always like bracing myself, like when they're going to do that puff air in your eye. And so this morning my guys did show me, like, on a roller coaster, and showing me bracing myself, and then they were giving me the message that, you know, you don't want to be bracing yourself. You want to be, you know, going with the flow. You want to be having fun. You want to be relaxed. And then it showed me on a roller coaster, which is my normal self, laughing and holding on and just cracking up. And they said that's where you want to be more, just be in that mindset, you know, just be, you know, relax. Don't be bracing yourself. Just, I mean, some stuff's going to be happening. It's out of our control, and just trust everything's going to be fine. And this is all an illusion. Just keep remembering, we're just in a dream. We're just this special that we can all be in this dream together, and we can talk and we can feel things. Which, by the way, another thing about I'm just going to throw this in and then I'll go. Another thing about the Palladian thing is I heard that they don't have sex and their form is different, and they're a lot more about energy, and you how you recognize them was much more about their color and stuff like that. And it totally resonated with all of that. And then it was saying that so they don't have sex, they don't have genitals. And when I was a little kid, and I used to be in my body, and I would always be looking at it. I would just sit there as a little kid, and I would sit and look at my hands, my feet, my legs, and I would just be amazed. I could sit there for so long and just look at my body and just move it and be just like, wow, this is so trippy. And I would think, back then, I would always think, I know I'm in this body so I can feel sensation. I know it is about so I can feel what sensation feels like. And that was, I didn't understand all of that stuff. Now I see it like, things make so much more sense now to me, of certain things about myself and about how I see things, and about sensation and everything. So, but I think that everybody has these different things. A lot of people have blocked themselves. They're like, they got to have limiting beliefs because that's too scary to go out there and have people think you're crazy or a conspiracy theorist or make fun of you or whatever. But I think everybody there has so many more things to learn about themselves. But, that's the thing, is when you think about all of the DNA and everything you carry inside of you and how connected we really all are. We really are all part of the same thing. We are all part of one, and we are all connected. And there is no reason for us to judge each other. We're just each other having experiences and learning all at the same time. And we got to get out, but that's part of the evolvement. That's part of the transition. That's part of the ascension, is moving out of that judging kind of way that we were with each other. Because that was all programming. That was to keep us so we weren't paying attention to what they were doing. We were just focused on each other and keeping each other in line. Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Because they didn't have time for us. I mean, they had things way out of control, and now it's coming and biting them in the ass. This is good times, really. I mean, we gotta be just celebrating. This is great. A lot of people are, throwing themselves in, and what would that be? They're, what is that called when you throw yourself in the volcano or something? Energetically, a lot of souls are coming here and, expending themselves. They're throwing themselves in the volcano to save other people, and whatever those words are. That's the picture. They're throwing themselves in to save everyone else that they love, and that is what is, going on to wake people up. And so it is really, really, it's very exciting times, and there's so much love, and we should be just unifying. And, I know it's happening, and I know it will happen, and it's already written, and so it's going to happen. It's already written. It's already written in the stars because it's already happened. And Stella's locked herself in a room. Okay, so I'll stop my rambling. So anyways, my phone was going crazy today, and so I couldn't even, it's like, it looks like it's like midnight out. It's like 3 o'clock. But anyways, hopefully tomorrow things will be working. I'm imagining it's probably these plasma solar flashes that are coming, or something that said that would mess with technology. It could be maybe with the equinox or whatever. I don't know. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on out there that is hidden from us. So definitely my phone's been jacking up today. So as long as everything's working, I'll be back tomorrow. Talk to you later. Have a great day.